Hello again, and welcome to episode 19, I think, of my Age of Wonders 3 co-op series with Bob of Black Arrow Gaming. I'm still getting used to this new format I'm doing, and we haven't played in 5 nights, so I kind of forgot to record more than one battle. Fortunately, it is the battle that Bob mentions in his video, so he's not going to sound like an idiot there. I realized after the fact that there's really no reason not to record the entire session and then just cut out most of it other than some key moments after the fact. So that's what I will do starting next episode. There's still a lot to talk about this episode though. Be sure to check out Bob's video because things actually go really well for us overall, I think. Alright, I got the recording started late for this battle. What Orange did on their first turn was just have all their Draconian Elders use Dragon Ancestry on themselves. They did not cast any spells. I should have realized that that meant that they either don't have any casting points or else they aren't planning on using spells this battle. Just go ahead and use Smite. Had a 75% chance, plus a pretty good chance of doing enough damage to kill the unit if the smite did hit. So I took out an Elder without doing any work on the first turn. I'm not going to use my Thunderstorm yet because I expected Orange to disjunct it. But like I said, I don't think they're... I didn't realize that they weren't going to use any spells this battle yet. They got off some hits. Their Juggernaut used Mortar on my unit with Regrowth, so no big deal there. Gonna get another Smite off, and that one also kills the unit. And I did use my Thunderstorm ability this time. Gonna do a good amount of damage, especially to the Juggernaut. And my plan, if they don't disjunct Thunderstorm, or even if they do disjunct Thunderstorm, my plan is to use Chaos Rift immediately afterwards. The Elders are doing a bit of damage to me, but my units have Resurgence. Plus I have a lot of healing in this army, so it's nothing I'm worried about. My Thunderstorm and Chaos Rift hitting a ton of units, and the Chaos Rift spawns a unit back behind their line, which distracts the Juggernaut, uses his Mortar to take it out rather than one of my units that I actually get to keep. Now most of their units have been damaged by either the Thunderstorm or the Chaos Rift, so I'm just trying to decide which ones would be the easiest to take out. I could have used Convert. I figured if I had converted any enemy unit, they would just have been killed immediately. I might as well have just used, just done damage to them myself. They are able to do a bit of damage to my leader there. If he died, the rest of my units would lose their Resurgence, so I did run him back and give him some healing. My Sorcerer is slowed by his Torso item, so he can't get up and use his stunning ability on these guys. I actually was going to shift the Torso item to one of my other heroes, just because my Sorcerer's Inflict Stun ability is so good. I really want to be able to get him up and get 3 shots off each turn. And again, they're going to waste their attacks on the unit that just spawned. And Chaos Rift is going to finish them off at the beginning of next turn. So I'm just healing up as much as I can. Since due to the Theocrat's the Theocrat's strategic spell, none of my units regenerate health. I have to give myself enough health wherever I can. Alright, so that was the Halfling Necromancer's old throne that Bob took and then lost a long time ago. I thought about plundering it, but I think we'll be able to hold it. There's not really any threat coming behind us at this point, since Bob's taking Orange out pretty easily. Those Juggernauts Bob is going to end up getting rid of. So really the only threat's coming from the east and from the north, which makes the city kind of a front-line city. Don't have any units stationed in it now, but I can see that happening in the future. I got a ton of upgrade points. I got the Heroic Skill Empire quest, which gave me 5 extra ones. I didn't really realize that that's what happened, so I might not have thought about which upgrades I wanted as much as I should have. But I gave my leader, I don't even remember what I gave my leader. Rewind and check that out if you want. But I gave my other Theocrat hero, who has Divine Justicars, I gave him Vow of Poverty, so that the units in his army that he will soon be leading don't cost as much. It's going to be really important for me, as I'm losing cities so often and having so many other cities unhappy for one reason or another. It's important for me to save money on unit upkeep wherever I can. I do end up linking my 2 armies together, and you know what? I can do this better by actually showing you on a live map. Alright, here's what I was talking about after the end of that battle. I now have 2 stacks here. This is the Theocrat that used to be in my main army. He now has Divine Justicars, which gives all the units in his army Resurgence and Vow of Poverty, which makes them all cost less in upkeep. My leader, leading this other stack, also has Divine Justicars, and Vow of Poverty. So now these are 2 armies that can't die unless the entire army dies, and they also cost a lot less. My upkeep, I was actually losing gold per turn until I added Vow of Poverty to these 2 armies. Now I'm making 107. That's how much upkeep I was spending on these tier 4 units, tier 3 units, and leaders. Anyway, my plan with this army is to just keep pushing into brown. Bob and I were a little bit fortunate. That big teal army that we thought were going to come towards Engranost and then push into Bob's land, they ended up splitting. Most of them went north and are now threatening Illinois here. And some of them stayed in Anthoria. But even though I am going to lose Illinois, that's not going to be good. It is a lot better than if they had pushed into Bob's land, where we would have had a lot of trouble defending. So the plan for this army is to push into Brown's land now that it doesn't need to hang back and help Bob defend. Brown's throne is actually pretty close. It's right here. Says it'd only take 4 turns to get there. That's probably pretty accurate. There aren't any haste berries along the way, but I'm not going to sit around and waste time in any of these cities. Maybe 1 turn just to make sure that they get plundered. But it'll only be 5-6 7 turns probably before I'm at Brown's throne city. Based on the number of units Brown is sending out into my land, it's probably not super well defended. If I can take it out, it might be possible to take Brown out of the game. I don't see her now, but I did see Brown's leader up in this area not all that long ago. I see that they built a city up here. They must have done that very recently, like the last turn or two. It's possible their leader is in that city now. There aren't any cave entrances in the immediate area, so she probably is above ground doing something up here. If I am able to take Brown's throne, I might be willing to empty the city of Ugluk and go looking for Brown's leader. If we can knock Orange and Brown out of the game, even though we're still going to be getting overrun by Teal, I think we will be in very, very good position to win the game. Down here, the city's not defended. Brown is sending a phalanx in. They might be able to take that. We will be able to get it back. I have an army in position to go try to get Angernost back. Bob has, well, the AI moved them, but Bob has some pretty full stacks right here. He's going to help push in and take Angernost. Once we get that, I can probably fly my Exalteds down and recapture this city quickly while Bob holds the fort up here in Angernost. The other thing is I do need to get Anthoria back as quickly as possible. I'm not sure if my Exalteds are strong enough to take out this army right now. If they are, I should probably go get Anthoria and then go after Angernost, since it will take Bob a couple turns to get down there anyway. Up in this area, Brown is going after Halak. I am building a Blood Pavilion to help me defend it. This army right here is going to be able to get a tile away from the city at the beginning of next turn. These Exalteds are going to be able to get into the city. I think that should be enough to defend it against the units that Brown has here. I also have this priest that will be coming behind eventually. Unfortunately, there's no way I can defend against this Teal army. Especially not while he has Armageddon cast. His Shrines of Smiting just do way too much damage for me to deal with. Hopefully they kind of split up and kind of mill around this area. If they push straight at my throne, there's really nothing I can do, probably. Maybe I could pull my entire army back to help defend my throne, but that might not be worth it. I think my king's pretty safe. The stack he's in is really strong. He's even got a second really strong stack. Second stack might actually be even stronger. I don't think my king's in too much danger of dying. So I'll probably just let Teal have my throne if he wants it, and I will try to hold on to my other cities just for the income that they're going to give me. Teal's got some Shrines of Smiting up here. They must have moved them when I loaded this game up. Must have gone back underground or something. They don't seem to want to come attack me though, so I'm not too worried. That's why I brought these Exalteds out of my throne. I have some units here. I can't defend both cities with them, but as long as Teal's Shrines of Smiting are just sitting up here rather than going after either of my cities, I think they're okay just defending Orsol. I did some battles to defend Nipuk that were not seen on my video or probably Bob's video, but I think Bob probably showed the battle recap, battle summary for them. Took out a lot of invading units, but there are still more coming. As long as they're scattered like this, I think I can keep picking them off one at a time. If I let all of these brown units get in next to my city, I might lose that battle though. So the plan in this area is going to still be the same thing it has been for a long time now. Just keep picking off enemy units as they come in. Hopefully, eventually, I will be able to make a push and go get this city away from Brown. Even better would be if Brown runs his leader out to where I can see him or her, can run out and pick her off. If I am able to pick off Brown's leader, then my main army would just go straight for their throne and ignore everything else in the way. Taking Brown out is probably the biggest priority. Until we find Teal's throne, at least. We still have not found Teal's throne. This is still going to be a long game ahead of us, even if we do take Orange and Brown out quickly. And speaking of Orange, Bob is closing in on their last above ground city. I don't think they built any in this fog of war. It's possible, but they haven't had any units coming from this direction. This giant city is not independent. I assume that means Orange has either vassalized them or captured them. But as long as there's no units coming from there, it's not anything we need to worry about. Bob's going to be summoning a unit to help defend Orange's throne, just to make sure that he doesn't get that back. And that unit will kind of run back and forth to help defend both of these cities. Orange does have some Eagle Riders trying to sneak in and take them. And then once Bob gets the city, he's going to go underground. We don't know what's there. Orange cities, Orange's leaders somewhere. Hopefully we'll take that out pretty quickly. Underground's not going really well for us. I did get the dragons to become my vassal during this turn. I completed a quest for that. I'm closing in. I think I can get this city back from Teal. It does have a Shrine of Smiting, but I have some really good units, and those other Teal units don't scare me at all. Once I get this city, I will probably try to hold it. And then I haven't decided yet what direction I'm going to go. Should probably come up here, try to get my cavalry city back. Maybe someday I will start building cavalry from it. Who knows, maybe I can find Brown's leader up here somewhere. Because it is Brown that has that city. I haven't seen any Teal units. Although those Teal Shrines of Smiting were coming from that cave entrance, so they could be around here. I don't really want to run this army into a bunch of Shrines of Smiting. Bob's going to be able to take this city back, and then this army he has here is going to continue pushing towards Orange, I believe. He might want to go get Ferric back. It's possible their leader's sitting in there. But the biggest priority is getting this city, since it is sitting right underneath Muldan almost. Muldan is Bob's highest priority. Oh yeah, one last thing. My disjunction. I'm trying to disjunct Teal's Armageddon spell. It's only one turn away. I actually, before I recorded this, I went to the next turn just to see what the percentage chance of that disjuncting work would be, and they are not good. It was only 35%, I think. If it doesn't get disjuncted, I don't know what we're going to do. Bob still hasn't been able to research greater disjunction, so he can't do much to help. My mana is not nearly high enough to cast it again. I think I needed 1,000 mana to cast the spell. I could probably get some mana from Bob to try to cast it again, but I don't know if I want to waste another 6 or 7 turns doing that. Maybe I'll wait and see. If I take Brown out easily, if Teal's our only threat, then I think maybe it might be worth the casting points to try to disjunct that. But as long as we're fighting multiple people, I think I need to use my spells on other things. I don't think I have anything else going on. These ships aren't doing much, they're just giving me some line of sight. I don't think Brown seems interested in going across the water. He's a lot more interested in going up after my territory. I'm assuming Teal is going to be as well after Teal takes Illinois. Anything underground? I do have these priests in this city helping to defend it. They won't help against Shrines of Smiting, but they are keeping kind of the weak units that Tila is running around out. The city's actually giving me some pretty good production. Over 100 gold. I should probably go take out that quarry. I think my priests are strong enough to take that out by themselves at this point. Maybe with a spell or two from me to back it up. But I think that is it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch the previous episodes. Most of them are a lot longer than this one, but they will give you some context on what's going on. If you haven't seen them yet, I've linked to Bob's channel in my description, so go check his out as well. He is showing the entire episode as I used to do. He's also giving commentary as he's playing. There's a little bit of team strategy discussion we make, and you'll be able to see all of the battles that he fights. But that is it for now, and I'll see you in a couple days.